Like and subscribe, or this lion will hunt you when you go outside. Welcome to Animals Wow TV. Today we'll look at the top 12 animal pairs that hate each other. Stay until number 1. You won't believe what these two species do to each other. Number 12. We've heard it before. They fight like cats and dogs. We've seen it 1,000 times. Mice running away from cats. Some animals seem to have been born just to annoy and fight each other. The bad blood between them started eons ago and will continue for years to come. Here are 12 pairs of animals that hate each other just as much as cats and dogs do. And we start with sperm whales and giant squids. The sperm whale and the giant squid are two of the largest animals in the world. And these two species absolutely loathe each other. The sperm whale can grow up to 59 feet and dive more than 3,000 feet under the sea. The giant squid can grow up to 43 feet and dive just as deep as the sperm whale does. It's the real-life kraken, so you can imagine how hateful it must be for this animal to have a great big hulking whale that loves to turn it into a snack. So the giant squid fights really hard not to get eaten. But this must frustrate the sperm whale because who likes food that fights back? Since the battles between these two titans happen deep under the sea, we don't have a lot of video footage of them, but we can imagine how epic these get to be. If the giant squid has tentacles, a huge beak, and ink, the sperm whale has a tail that can slam the squid's silly and an ultrasonic beam. Yeah, it's got its own version of these attacks. Number 11. Lions and hyenas. It's normal for animals that hunt to hate each other. It's really because they don't like to share their food with those that aren't part of their families. And this is why lions and hyenas are enemies. These two species share the same regions, hunt pretty much the same animals, and have bodies that can bring down even large prey. So competition between them is fierce, in all sense of that word. Don't believe what the Lion King told you though. In a battle, the lion doesn't always come out on top. Hyenas have strong legs and jaws that can rival the claws and teeth of lions and lionesses. Hyenas have a bad rep for stealing food from lions, but scientists have discovered that there are more instances of lions stealing the prey of hyenas. Number 10. Elephants and rhinos. African elephants are the largest land animals on Earth. In our feature about animals that could kill this gigantic creature, the number 3 spot went to the rhinoceros. Growing up to 13 feet and weighing up to 14,000 pounds, there's not a lot of animals would want to mess with elephants. But rhinos are always up for a good tumble. Growing only up to 6 feet and weighing just about a third of an elephant's weight, a rhino can still make full use of their horn and powerful legs to charge at an elephant's legs. Now, these two creatures are generally peaceful, but when they go to war, they really go full blast. You really can't help hating what you hate. Number 9. Hippopotamuses and crocodiles. Like the elephant and rhino, some of the animals on this list don't actively fight each other. They'd rather avoid each other when they can. After all, they have a lot more important things to think about, like food and mating. But hippos and crocs aren't like that at all. These two species go out of their way to annoy each other. Hippos might look like bumbling herbivores, but they're really grumpy. Even the slightest thing can set them off into a rampage. And since they can grow up to 14 feet and weigh up to 4 tons, that's a lot of animal to rampage. They also have powerful jaws that can snap a canoe in half. These features actually make hippos one of the most dangerous animals in the world. On the other hand, crocs don't really need an introduction. They're practically dinosaurs who survived until modern times. That says a lot about their ability to kill and fight other animals. And since both hippos and crocs love the water, most of their battles happen near watering holes. And these clashes are quite impressive. Number 8. Cheetahs and Ostriches. In the wild, speed can be a very powerful skill. And when it comes to speed, the fastest animal on land is without a doubt the cheetah. It can run up to 75 miles per hour. One animal that could give the cheetah a run for its money is the ostrich. This flightless bird can run up to 40 miles an hour. These speed rivals clash when they meet. Although the cheetah has the upper hand during a chase, the ostrich has better stamina. And also, since it's smaller, one cheetah will find that it's very hard to bring down one ostrich. Plus, an ostrich's kick can gut and kill a cheetah in an instant. So a cheetah will need the help of a few friends when it has a craving for ostrich meat. Number 7. Polar bears and walruses. Out in the coldest regions of our planet, the polar bear is the predator to beat. It can grow up to 8 feet and weigh up to 600 pounds. And that weight is practically pure muscle. So the polar bear can feast on pretty much any animal in its territory. And in this harsh environment, something with a lot of flubber is always great to eat. Most of the time, polar bears go for seals. But when prey is scarce, they will go for an animal that can fight them on equal footing. Enter the walrus. It weighs 3 times more than a polar bear and has huge 3-foot tusks that can inflict deadly wounds on its enemy. But even though it's a gigantic ball of fat, a walrus won't just lay down and get eaten. When the polar bear lumbers close, the walrus will evade the attack by moving into the water. Although polar bears can swim well, the walrus has a definite advantage in the water. On the ice though, it's a toss-up if the muscular polar bear or the bigger walrus will win. And with climate change destroying the habitats of both animals, we might see a lot of clashes between polar bears and walruses in the future. We're halfway through. Are you liking this video? Then please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel. Remember to hit the notification button for regular updates of our informative and exciting animal videos. Number 6. Kangaroo and Dog. In case you haven't seen our feature on it, here's how male kangaroos fight each other when mating season comes. Yep, they box, they kick, they make full use of their muscles. But even these muscly guys prefer to stay away from dogs, because bites. But when the inevitable confrontation happens, these two battle it out like gladiators, using everything in their arsenal to get the upper hand. And since both species have a long history of fighting other animals, they also use their brains to employ the best tactics to win. Yep, these fights aren't just brawn, they're brains too. But sometimes, dogs, being man's best friend, get a little bit of help from their humans. Which isn't really fair, but hey, every little bit counts when you're fighting a war. Number 5. Cobras and Mongooses. Here's a pair that's been fighting each other since time immemorial. Cobras are easily one of the most poisonous animals in the world. So, not a lot of creatures will fight it. Well, except for the mongoose. This animal may be smaller than a cobra, but it's built to fight the cobra. It's very fast, faster even than a cobra's strike. And it has receptors that make it immune from the cobra's venom. Since these two animals live in the same areas, their fights are inevitable. Number 4. Jaguars and Caimans. The Pantanal wetlands of Bolivia, Brazil, and Paraguay are packed with 2 top predators that fight each other for territory and food: the jaguars and caimans. The jaguar is the largest native cat in the Americas. The caiman is a smaller version of its cousin, the alligator. But its size doesn't mean it's less deadly. A caiman can easily ambush and hunt a lot of animals. But the jaguar is also built for ambushes. Whether the caiman comes on top or the jaguar successfully gets its meal all depends on the element of surprise. If the jaguar gets a firm grip on the caiman, even a young cat can kill a full-grown caiman. But if the caiman manages to evade the initial attack, then a jaguar is vulnerable to the caiman's sharp teeth. Number 3. Bees and Asian giant hornets. Last year, people in the US and Canada were scared when Asian giant hornet nests started popping up in various spots. And people had a reason to be scared. Like their name says, these hornets are huge. What's worse is they love to feed on bees. They've been known to evade beehives. One hornet can kill 20 bees in a minute. But bees don't take these invaders lying down. Through the years, they developed a very successful defense tactic. They know that hornets are weak against temperature. So what they do is they let a hornet enter the hive, then they swarm the hornet and flap their wings to increase the temperature inside the hive. Yeah, they literally roast the invader alive. Number 2. Ants and termites. Here are 2 insects that every household dreads. No one wants millions of termites infesting a wooden house or thousands of ants infesting our pantries. It's kind of a good thing that these two hate each other. Termites may spend years building their gigantic mounds, but ants love to invade these mounds and massacre the millions of termites, and then turn the mounds into their own homes. Termites don't really stand a chance against an army of ants, so they resort to war tactics. Like the Battle of Troy, they seal off their nests so ants find it hard to invade them. Number 1. Birds and snakes. When it comes to being created to fight each other, There's no better example than birds and their number one enemy, the snake. Normally, snakes are the bane of any bird. They'll invade nests and eat eggs and chicks. But some birds have begun to fight back. The weaver bird builds nests that hang upside down. The sociable weaver birds even build nest communities. But the bird that's become the snake's number one enemy is the secretary bird. This beautiful and colorful bird is deadly. Its Latin name of Sagittarius serpentarius actually means snake catcher. It can keep track of the movement of a snake in its territory, and it has different techniques to kill even venomous snakes. Its favorite technique is to pick up a snake and throw it hard back to the ground to break the snake's neck. But it also likes to stomp on snakes. You can feel hundreds of years of grudge with each kick. There you have it, our top 12 animal pairs that hate each other. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. And while you're here, check out our video of the top 10 craziest fights in the animal kingdom.